Hey guys, it's Lexi. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be sharing 2 homemade dog treat recipes with you all. I asked you in my last homemade dog food video if you wanted to see my organ meat dog treat recipe, and you guys said yes. So today I want to share with you all how to make my chicken liver dog treats, and we're also going to be cooking up my beef liver, like little dog biscuits. These recipes my dogs seriously love. I love making a large batch of them, and I can just keep the extras in the freezer and pull them out as needed. So let's get right into making these dog treats. Here are all of the ingredients you're going to need for these chicken liver dog treats. So of course you need some chicken liver. You just want to go ahead and chop this in bite-sized pieces. I just took some kitchen scissors, and it makes it really easy to kind of get it nice and chopped up so that way it's well incorporated in the recipe. You're also going to need some peanut butter. Want to make sure the only ingredient in your peanut butter is peanuts. We have 2 eggs. We have some cinnamon, which has anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties, so love adding this to my homemade dog treats. We have some pumpkin puree, which is great fiber source for your dog, and also my dogs just love pumpkin puree. And we also have some whole wheat flour as well. I will have all of the measurements to this in the description box for you guys. Grab a large mixing bowl and crack 2 eggs, give them a good whisk, and then you want to start by adding in your ingredients. You want to add the flour in at the very end, and you want to make sure to mix it between each ingredient. It just makes mixing everything together a lot easier. When I add the flour, I like to do about a ½ cup at a time, so that way it's not too hard to mix. I ended up getting a spoon, which made it a lot easier to mix together, but just adding a little bit at a time until everything is well incorporated. Here is the treat batter. You can see everything is well incorporated and mixed, so we are good to start making our treats now. You just want to have a sheet pan lined with either some parchment paper or like a silicone liner. So let's start adding our treats. You can also use the little silicone cookie molds that I've used in other treat videos. Those work amazing for these treats. However, a cookie scoop is the fastest way, so this is my go-to option if you're having a lot of treats to make. So here are how the treats look. I ended up having to use 2 sheet pans for this recipe, and I love using a little cookie scoop because that way all of the treats get around the same size. They don't have to be exactly the same size, but you want them to be close, so that way everything bakes evenly. And you also want to make sure they have about a ½ inch between each treat, so that way they do not clump together. Now it's time to pop them in the oven. We're going to bake them at 325 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. So I went ahead and took the first batch of treats out. The second sheet pan is still in the oven. I want those ones to be a little bit more crispier. These ones I took out at 15 minutes, and the dogs are running over here. These ones I took out at 15 minutes, so they're like super soft, which Bentley really likes, and Blissey kind of likes the crunchier treats. So I'm gonna keep them in for a few more minutes longer on the second tray. Yum, yum, yum. Next up, I want to share with you all how to make my beef liver dog biscuits. It's more of like a cookie. I call them dog biscuits, but it looks just like a cookie. So let's get right into that recipe. You ready, Blissey girl, to make that recipe? So here's all the ingredients you're gonna need for the beef biscuits. We have some whole wheat flour, some beef liver, also some wheat germ. This is unsalted chicken broth. We have some quick cooking grits. These are uncooked, but you're definitely gonna wanna go ahead and cook those for the recipe and then let them fully cool. It only takes about 5 minutes to cook them, so I'm gonna cook these really quickly. And then we have 2 eggs, and that is all you need for these treats. Let me get the grits cooked, and then we will come and make the recipe. You do wanna make sure your beef liver is well chopped, so I just have some kitchen scissors and I just chop it up with them until they're in bite-sized pieces, and then it'll be ready for the treat recipe. It is really important to let the grits completely cool before making this treat recipe. A little tip if you want to cool them fast is add a few ice cubes in your grits, give it a good mix, and it will bring it to a cool temperature. Go ahead and add all of your ingredients in. Make sure adding in the flour at the very end and just add a little bit at a time so that way everything is nice and easy to mix. This is the consistency that you want your batter to be. Add in a little bit more chicken stock if it is too thick, and go ahead and start making your little cookies. They do spread out quite a bit, so just keep that in mind when adding them. You can make these as big or small as you want, but just try to make sure they're all the same size so that way everything bakes nice and evenly. And I ended up having a lot more batter left, so I made a third tray when these were done baking. And here are how the biscuits turned out. It only took about 15 minutes in the oven to bake, and they are all done. We're gonna let them cool, and then we're gonna let the dogs go ahead and give them a try. I would say this is definitely their favorite one out of the two treat recipes. They love them both, but something about these biscuits they are obsessed with, and I love how easy they are to break, so I'll break them in half for Bentley, and these are the perfect size for Blissy Girl. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. As always, I'll have the treat recipes typed down below for you guys. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!